I left university about 3 months ago, started renting a property. I lived there with my partner, and basically we're just starting to think about buying a property ourselves. I don't know a lot and really need to figure out what I'm going to do, how I'm going to even start saving, because it feels like at the minute I'm struggling to even put any money away. I think that you need 10% for your deposit. That would be my off the top of my head figure. So in my area, I think between me and my partner we would need, say, £12,000, so 6 each if we wanted a nice, like a big enough house for what we want. In terms of me and my partner and how we're going to go about it, I think she's on a very different level to me. She's already saved a lot of money, so it's sort of like the pressure's on me now to find my half of it, because I would say that she isn't actually that far off being able to do it. My partner wants to do it within 2 years, but I think that's a bit too optimistic, so I've said maybe 3-4 years possibly. If I carry on at the same rate, it might take me that long to save. The first step for me for buying a house will have to be cutting back on my spend, finding out where I'm losing money and try and rein it in a bit so that I can start putting money away at the end of the month. I think I could easily save the money if I stopped going out. It's just forcing myself to think, right, I need to save money to get a house, so maybe every other weekend say, actually, I'm not going to go out this weekend, I'll have a weekend in and put that money away instead of spending it. I go to the pub a lot to watch football, so sometimes instead I'll invite my friends round and we can watch it at home, which honestly saves quite a lot of money. The next step after I've put a bit of money away will be going to a bank and essentially saying I need help, like a help to buy scheme. What options are available and how can I put my money into them so that I end up with more come the time that I want a deposit. I think the reason that I would think about going to a bank first is because my image of these government schemes all go through a bank. That's how I picture it in my head. I'd probably go to Halifax because that's the bank that I've had all my bank accounts with since my dad got me like a junior account when I was like 6, and I've never left since. So it's more a degree of comfort that I know that's always worked for me, so I'd just stick to that. If I knew there was a better deal elsewhere, 100% I would go to wherever the better deal was. It's just being made aware of those deals that I'm not aware at all of things like that because I haven't done enough research. I wouldn't say that the actual research and the scheme process puts me off. I would just say that it does seem I feel like it would take a lot of time. It'd be very time consuming. I don't think it would put me off, no. Most of my friends still live with their mum and dad. So actually, in terms of asking people, I'm a bit limited on family and friends of who to ask, because it was very different when my dad bought a house, say, it must be 35 years ago. I'm not very confident that I'll be able to get advice, especially from the people I know. So I will need to do some research, go further afield to find the advice that I need. I think it will be pretty straightforward because of the internet and things like that. I can do a quick search. I'm sure I will find something and someone to talk to about it. In terms of when I actually get the house, I could be, I suppose, worried about the whole thing just falling apart as soon as I get it. I know if you're in a newer house, like a new build, there's certain things that they will cover. But say I decide to buy a property that's 50 years old, I would be worried that the day I move in, sort of everything just falls apart and you've invested a lot of money on something and then you find yourself in a big hole that you can't get out of. The thing I'm most looking forward to about owning my own house is just the fact that you can call it yours, I suppose. You can make your own changes, you can do whatever you want with it because it belongs to you. There's sort of no rules in a way. I have thought about specifically what type of house I would like, and I personally would rather wait longer to get the house that I want rather than just taking something because I've got to, because the renting option is always there until you can take that next step. And I'd rather make sure when I do, because it's a big investment, I'd rather make sure I'm doing it properly when it comes to it rather than just taking whatever I can find. Owning a property, having that feeling of it's yours, and you're going to make a lot of sort of memories in that house, and you can take them with you.